It's the evening of February 24th, and this morning Russia invaded Ukraine. So we've had a few calls and a few emails. We just wanted to get some information out to share with you on just kind of what's going on and what we might expect in the markets. So I'm going to share my screen here. This is put out by Clark Capital Management, which I think they did a good job of summarizing some things here, and they're a vendor that we have used in the past and we continue to use for some clients. But first of all, stock market corrections are normal. Declines are normal. We've seen that since the beginning of the year. I mentioned that in my video earlier this month. We do see stock market declines of 10% or more every year, 15% or more every couple of years, and then 20% or more on average every 3 years. The last 20% decline we saw was when COVID hit back in March of 2020. The interesting thing that I really want to talk about more in depth today is crisis events, and some of the wars of the past 100 years and how the market has reacted that in the 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months later. And you can see back to 2003 here, U.S. launches Iraqi freedom. The market was up 27% a year later. 1 month only down 2%. And today, intraday, we saw a pretty big swing. By the end of the day, the markets were actually up, but intraday they were down a couple of percent. I would go back to 9/11, and remember the markets rebounded pretty quickly after 9/11. In early 2002, the Enron and accounting scandals hit the markets, and that was another leg down in the market. So it might not have been the reason that the markets were down a year later of 9/11. It might have been other things there. And going back a year later, the last time the markets were down previous to 2001 was Pearl Harbor in 1941, and the markets were down less than 1% a year later. So again, just some information, some history. Obviously, I have no idea what the next year looks like. Nobody does. But as far as markets, I think a lot of things are priced into the market. Obviously, Russia invading Ukraine is already priced in the market. It probably has been for the last couple months. Now that it happened, short-term fluctuation, and by the end of the day, the market was up. The other thing, maybe more recently, when Russia invaded the Crimean Peninsula in 2014, the market 1 month later was up almost 2%, 3 months, 6 months, 8%, in a year almost 15%. So again, past performance doesn't necessarily mean that's going to happen in the future, but something that you can have some ammo for your quiver when you're thinking about making intelligent, educated decisions about your money. The other thing is, typically when the markets were down or are down, it's because S&P earnings or the earnings of companies are down, and we really haven't seen that. The earnings in companies have continually gone up. Obviously, with the prices where they're at right now and inflation where we're seeing it, I would argue that prices and company profits probably won't fall back substantially in the near future, just because of supply chain and all those things too. So the more information on inflation, obviously you can read. That's not what this video is for. Really, just to talk about the events that happened today in Ukraine, and to let you know that if you have questions, certainly reach out. It's likely we've had conversation about your asset allocation already. It's likely that we know the risk that you're willing to take, and we have an asset allocation that is in your comfort zone. Most likely you have some money that isn't participating 100% in the stock market. It's either in something that's guaranteed or some bonds that are less, that fluctuate less with the markets than typical stocks do. So it's likely you're not 100% in the market if you need that money in the near term. And it's likely that we've had the conversation of money that you need in the next 3 years is sitting somewhere that's pretty conservative. So again, if you need to have that conversation again, we're more than willing to do so. Reach out, email, phone call, whatever it takes. Myself, Jared, are available most times to answer that call and to walk you through what we're seeing. So hope that helps. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.